decided to recover the place and use it for another purpose. In line with the government's policy and the governor's firm position, money from and parceled those lands for them to build all those shanties, the government decided to give them a kind of support, for them to move out. And don't forget, the discussion for this started in 2024. Government went far. The man, the company had a lawyer that was representing them in all the discussions, and everything went on well. They got to a point where they brought the account details for the money the government, agreed to give to them, which was 450 million, and it was given to them. Immediately the money hit the account, these people started telling stories, and that is the greatest regret the government had, that he shouldn't have done that. And we got calls from people, including people who had served in the government when this the man was given the place, to say that it was very wrong for us to have given the money, the company, the money we gave to them. We shouldn't have, because that in the first place they are not even to that business of hospitality. They have no record, and they did not. Everything was shrouded in secrecy the way it was entered into. And again, having violated everything, the government shouldn't have given. So by the way, that has already happened. The next thing we heard was that because they did the APC rally, there. That was right. All kinds of funny things. Like I said, this was a discussion that started in 2024. Okay, so when they were given nothing less than a month to remove all their listen, at least I was one of the team that visited there. The security advisor to the governor, the man in charge of Homeland Security, Colonel Lokoha, many other appointees, Special Advisor to the Governor and Trade and Commerce, a lot of other people, the UCD, AGM, people, when the meetings continued for several days to move them to quietly move out their things. They had all the time in the world. So what did you see there? What did they have there? They're talking about the properties and all those things. So it's a cheap distraction. But then, like you mentioned, the case is already in court. Everything will be, slugged out in court.
Okay, now quickly, let's take this before we allow people to make a call in for one or two calls. Budget published around the 23rd of March, that Abia State is one of the 18 states that do not publish local government budgets. We don't get to see spendings of local governments, and the issue of local government autonomy has been a subject of discussion for a long time, and the government of Abia State is yet to respond to that.
No, the government responded and wrote budget to provide the necessary documents. Of course, there was a particular area they say the state didn't adhere to, which the government has since, of course, taken the necessary actions to ensure that the government adheres strictly to every guideline concerning publication of local government budget. So it's not a problem. It was a minor issue. Did the observation. Of course, we took the necessary measures. So there is nothing to hide, and that will be done.
So local governments in Abia State are operating autonomously? Of course.
It's also important when we talk about autonomy that we also have to understand the concept of autonomy that was introduced by the federal government, ruled by the Supreme Court. Even the state is autonomous, but to an extent. The state is autonomous, but to a very great extent. There are things you can't even do without the state government, the federal government.
The states enjoy financial autonomy.
The IG is also enjoying financial autonomy. So you see, I may not be in the position to decide how the federal government wants this thing to work. Okay, because you have joint account, it still exists, right? So every correction, if you want 100% autonomy, full autonomy, it is still within the powers of the federal government to implement it to the fullest. So it is not my own or the state government to decide how the federal government wants the autonomy. Maybe because the federal government believes, that the resources that come to the local government at the moment are not enough for them to be very autonomous. Why do I say so? Let me give you an example. I'm from Ben, the local government area. assuming you receive 400 million every month. Okay.
As a local government mayor.
Yes, as a local government. Then you have your workforce. I can't remember the number they have now, but I know it's very many. You pay the workers, the primary school teachers, primary health workers. I hope you know it's local government that takes care of that. Yeah. So you have to look at the other people working in other
wage bill.
FGs. Look at the wage bill. You look at the primary health care workers, primary school teachers. You look at primary health centers, because ordinarily it is the local government that should build the present 50 health centers. So assuming you are using 100 million to fix one health center, okay, which I doubt it would be enough to fix it. When I mean fixing, not just building structure, equipment. So you know that 50, what it means, that's 5 billion. And so I know what I'm saying. Then you have the primary schools, okay, you're also expected to build them. There are very many in Benda. I'm just giving you as a case study. Then you have the traditional rulers.
You need to take care of.
So that's why I'm saying, if the autonomy is to be fully implemented the way it is expected to be, then the local government should get much more. And that's why I said maybe the federal government knows that given the resources that are common is big, but it is small. When you compare to the real responsibilities of the local government, it is big as we speak, but it is very small. When you compare
local markets.
Exactly. Feudal roles. So that is why the whole thing needs to be properly discussed and understood and implemented. Okay. But the most important thing, and I must say, we're having an effective collaboration between the state and the local government. So there are projects that are jointly executed. We are one government. It doesn't matter if it's state or local government. We are one government. But the most important thing is for development to be driven to the doorsteps of the rural dwellers, to the people. If you build primary health centers, which is what we are doing in the state. So you see that both the maternal mortality rate will reduce. All kinds of things will reduce. People who have headache, who have malaria, who have no business moving from your village to Umaya or to Abia to go and assess healthcare. So, but when you have these primary health centers functioning, they'll be able to take care of these things.
All right. There is one other thing I would like you to address before we start taking calls. The issue of those recalled health workers who have complained over time that after more than a year they were recalled, they've not been paid. And also this allegation that some workers, health workers under the CONHE salary, still receive their salaries based on 30,000 naira minimum wage, that the new one is yet to be implemented, such as people in the Ministry of Veterinary, that's Department of Veterinary and Ministry of Agriculture, and some other. Okay,
so the Honorable Commissioner for Health will be in a better position to respond to this. But however, when there is a problem, because I've had an experience, I remember when those in ABSU, they contacted me over, immediately the thing was implemented, there were issues, and I got across the Commissioner for Health, and the thing was resolved in a matter of days, and they were excited, very happy. Okay, so if there are issues, people, response, sweet, positive response, please.
Okay.
The health sector is very important to the government, and that is why we are recruiting health workers. You can't be recruiting 771 health workers if you which department, which area is important, so that these things are not generalized. Because I can't sit here and claim that there are no people who have issues. No, there must be one way or the other where people have issues, and I tried my best to intervene when necessary to assist those who have problems, get them solved.
Okay,
and we are open to doing that. Sometimes it's not easy. You will try your best, and this is civil service. And that is why I keep even appealing and begging civil servants that I'm dealing with. So I say, these are your colleagues. When we bring this problem, help us to solve them. Okay? And the political appointees are just few. Most of these problems are in your hand. Forget when it comes to, yes, we know that approvals and implementation most times will be based on the instruction given to them. But then we've seen lack of cooperation, of willingness or desire to solve problems of colleagues. In many areas, I've seen them firsthand. I've seen them directly. So, but you can't blame anybody we can solve all these problems together. We are together, both the civil servants and the appointees and the rest of them. It is our state. And you don't wait to be in the shoes of the people who have problem of non-payment or underpayment before you begin to know that it should be a priority whenever it's brought to your attention. And that is why I'm always open and committed to solving. I may not be able to solve all the problems. I will try my best, but I know I've been able to, with the help of the people involved, solve most of the problems that have come to me that I feel that I've not been able to solve. Not because I do not want to, but there's a limit to what you can do.
All right. A quick one. The committee set up by the government to look into the gratuity saga, write-off and not write-off. How far have they submitted their report and what's going on there?
Thank you. You know that I'm just like a pensioner. When I say I'm just like a pensioner, because I'm a friend of the pensioners, and I have very strong, very fantastic relationship with them, and that was why I was badly pained when, after I reassured them that they were going to be paid in June, and it didn't happen. You or me, I reassured them, and that reassurance was based on a discussion I had with the accountant general. Like, even in fact, few days before that, the end of that month, the accountant general was the one. I called her for something different, so she, I started laughing and told me that that I've been concerned about this, and that she can assure me that the thing was going to happen this month. And I was very happy. And I also assured the pensioner. So, but I was heartbroken. I was spent when it didn't happen because of some issues, and the governor was very, very angry. But I know I am very happy that, very, very happy. I don't mean of you that I'm giving them, but this hope is real. Okay. Because even when the governor spoke a few days ago when in London, he said it was definitely going to happen this end of July. That okay. It's definitely going to happen. And a few days ago, 2 days ago, I was with some leaders of the concerned pensioners who are fantastic human beings, because they've shown love, they've shown solidarity, they've shown commitment to solving the problems of their members, and that is leadership. When your members have problem, you are a leader. You put in every effort, every energy, every time to ensure that the problem is resolved. And I told them that it's going. 2 days ago I was with them, and I assured them it was going to happen. It's going to happen, and after that we meet with them. The real activities, the real celebration. Because I told them one thing: once it starts, it has started. It's just like when the government is saying on the 28th of every month we'll be paying salary. Every 28th of every month we'll be paying pension. And it kicked off, and it has been happening. Sustainability is important. When these things, once the thing starts happening, and you know that you prepared the necessary mechanism in place to ensure there is no disruption. That is important. This accumulated salary and pension arrears and all gratuity and all this was because the people who were there didn't plan themselves well. They didn't structure this. You need to plan this thing well, both the finances and all the rest of them. The way the government has set aside the money that will be used every month for this gratuity. That is how it is done. So I want to apologize to them for the disappointment that happened, but they should know that this governor loves them, this government loves them, this government cares for them, and once it starts, it has started and it's going to get better on a monthly basis.
All right, thank you. That's breaking news. At the end of this month, we expect that issue to be resolved. Finally, you start getting alerts, according to Mr. Ferdinand Ekeoma. All right, let's see if we can accommodate one or two more calls. 0916000993 or 08051777 Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chukwuemeka.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, our brother.
Ferdinand. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
You are doing a great work. May God continue to bless you and give you more wisdom.
Quickly, you have 1 minute.
God bless you. Information is forward. This is Mr. Ezenikalo, that was from Abia. See, concerning the people raising allegation about the admission of pupils in that new smart school, I can see those people that still have the mindset of old order of then PDP. But if you understand and investigate the way this new Abia is doing their own things, you will discover that there is nothing like favoritism, there is nothing like sentiment in anything they are doing. If you check the way they recruited 4,000 teachers, it was based on merit. Even as I speak to you, Mr. Speaker, 850 youths are undergoing digital training. It's only based on merit. And everything governor is doing
Thank you, Ezeni. Time, no day. Thank you very much. Let's allow others to make their contributions. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chukwuemeka Igu.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Ferdinand Ekeoma.
Good morning, sir.
It's Mr. Chijoke from Bende Road. Well, first of all, I want to ask a question. Because when some people talk about Abia Hotel, I ask myself, we are calling Abia Hotel. We are not saying Chijoke Hotel. And somebody has been given this opportunity to manage this hotel. And Abians that are supposed to ask questions have now allowed some people to be talking. This man is supposed to be brought to ask questions. What he used Abia Hotel to do for so many years without giving Abia State government 1 naira. Yet, Governor Alexotti have gave him 450 million. He still talk. Is this a private hotel? Is it not a hotel? A lot of things have went wrong.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chijoke. Have a great day ahead. Good morning.
Good morning, Chukwuemeka.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Ferdinand. There are some agencies, some agents, and even police force that have been passing Okada riders extra, even after they have done what the government says they should do. So I think the government should look into those issues, so that it doesn't bring in criminality and other things. Then secondly, I want to urge and beg the government to look into the issue of those kidnapped boys, victims, in Umumo Sunsulu.
All right.
And they should use every arsenal in their disposal to bring them back. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Of the law.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome.
Mr. Ferdinand, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Pastor Stanley Carlo Ameto, representing from Isuga, Hofia. And I know, Mr. Ferdinand, this name is familiar to you. But my question is that bus terminal. Yes. Why the increase in transport? For instance, when they were in their various private parks, from Omaya to Hofia was 3,000 naira. Now, going inside that bus terminal, the area 200, even alike your community was 1,500, but now it is 1,700 naira. Before now, from Abba Park, summer to Abba, by that coast.
Thank you. I would like you to react to this one.
Thank you. So let me start with you, my brother. These transporters appear to be addicted to extortion. They didn't increase because there is any imposition on them from the government. Where they were, the different way they were operating, the freedom to do all kinds of things, the government has been able to stop some of them. He now decided to, because it is not the government electric vehicle that is charging. Okay, don't forget, about to Omaya is 1,008, but the electric vehicle collects 1,000. The electric bus, people pay 1,000. They don't pay more than that. Now, the people that are doing this, because they feel when they load, you can't do anything because this is not how do I put? This is not a kind of a communist kind of government that you are running here. They feel they have the freedom to charge whatever, but government knows how to deal with this problem, and I agree with you that is what is happening. But the government is going to deal with it. Let me tell you, there was a time. The governor had I think his media chat. Some persons were complaining about transport fares. That was before the advent of these electric buses. People were complaining and saying the government should come up with a policy to regulate the activities of transporters and fix a price that we got. The governor said, no, it doesn't work this way. It is a matter of demand and supply. Just like he said about house rent here. He said it works in, it's according to demand and supply. Now, by the time you have available buses and people and to collect cheaper than what is, the people will be forced to adjust. Okay, so the assurance I'm giving to you is the government is going to deal with it, and the government will deal with it through an alternative. That is the best way to deal with it.
I used it. I was going to Zakole that day. They collected 1,200. I asked why the 200 extra. Say the 200 goes to the government. You go there, you pay tickets, you pay all these things there. That ticketing section. That's where you pay it. Yeah. Not that after paying the 1,000, when you come out, another person will collect 200. No. And it's written on the ticket that you paid 1,200. Yes. So all these 200 and 500 added, they said it's for the government.
No, definitely.
Okay.
The 200 definitely. But what was assuming you are supposed to collect 800. You now decided to collect 1,002 to accommodate 200 state government 200 naira and use it as a justification. First and foremost, what is the standard that you are supposed to collect? There is nowhere across the federation in the world that where you operate that kind of that people don't pay everywhere. Okay. Even they, if you go to the different loading bays, don't forget that what they pay annually, at which it runs into millions, that this bus terminal has solved that problem. I hope you know that. You don't run loading bays for free. You pay the owners. Government, what are you paying to the government now? So the government has solved the problem for you. So, but if you decide to extort and use the 200 naira you're paying, which is standard practice, which happens everywhere. Not the people don't pay tax here when you compare to what is happening in other states, neighboring states, and you are a journalist and you can investigate what I'm telling you. Go to Enugu, you run away. Okay. Go to Anambra, you run away. Nobody, people are paying nothing here. That's the truth. So the services that are being rendered, when you compare to what is happening in our neighboring states, you know that the government this government has human face. So, but we will deal with that problem. Okay. And don't forget that another consignment is coming. The buses will come. We have those that will be flying Umudike and other parts of the state. And people will be forced to adjust. Those who think they can extort, we will have the one that will be the electric buses. You will have many that will be going that Abia not route. You will have different places and they will be forced to adjust. Because yes, we know that there is a fair increment, but you don't trying to, overhype it. It's not in anybody's interest. All so right. Then my brother talked about the kidnap pupils. The government doesn't keep quiet whenever a thing of this nature happens. And the government has since swung into action and will do everything humanly possible to ensure that the kids are rescued. And you see, these are people that they don't even know where they are. They can't even be. They don't have. You can't even. So it's a serious problem, and that is why it's important that parents and guardians become more vigilant and more reasonable in the way they allow children, to run in the streets. So, and again, okay, somebody talked about the admission, the merit, and all those things. Of course, that is our standard. That is our standard. Use APSU as an example. Okay, okay. Where they used to have a governor's list, government house list, it doesn't exist again. A lot of things have changed in this state. That's the truth. A whole lot of things have changed, and our children, who are bright, now have the opportunity to apply to read law or medicine or optometry or any other course or whatever. In APSU, you don't need to be a relation of a politician. You don't need to be a relation of an appointee. And that's why when some persons call me, I try to explain to them, but some people don't think this thing is real. This government doesn't operate that way again. You can't come and draw a list and give to anybody to give admission. It doesn't happen again. So that's the things we've changed. It's not only the children and friends and relations of politicians that should be getting admissions in our university. So if we could do it there, if we could abolish government house list and governor's list, and then you can imagine what will happen in our primary and secondary schools.
All right, in case you just tuned in, this is Executive Feedback with Mr. Ferdinand Ekeoma, the special advisor to the Governor on Media and Publicity. This program is live on Flow 94.9 FM, Magic 102.9 FM, Real 99.1 FM, Masters 105.9 FM, Family Love 99.9 FM, Spin 95.3 FM, Dawn 103.7 FM, Zik 96.3 FM, Rapid 96.5 FM, Buzz 89.7 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, Peseta 103.5 FM, and of course BCA 88.1 FM. Let's accommodate one or two more calls before we wrap it up. Good morning.
Okay, good morning to you, Mr. Speaker.
You're welcome.
Okay, Comrade Pesha Chamber Tembo Solution. Good morning to you, the guests, for coming around.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, the governor has done marvelously well, and the people can also testify it is totally obvious. So I urge all Abians to support this administration. Mr. Speaker, let me tell you some primary responsibility of the government. The function of the government is to maintain the law and order, provide security against both the internal and external threats. The government must also provide essential public services, just like infrastructure development, healthcare, as other governors are already doing. Welfare of the people must not be neglected, especially the civil servant workers. They must prioritize the welfare and growth well-being of the people. So with these few words, I encourage the governor to do more. Sincerely speaking, we have seen magnificent, extraordinary, transformational development under the leadership of Dr. Alexotti.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
0916
somebody asked about talked about Okada and extortion by it's important so
government
that
agents.
So that it wouldn't look like we ignored that. It's a very important observation. That is why a whole lot of things are changing, even with the restriction now. We're trying to have data of all the operators. We're going to have data of the leadership. We need to understand how they're operating, and of course, there won't be. And I would want people. It's a very serious issue. This extortion issue of extortion, it will not be tolerated. I will personally take it up with those who should handle it. Okay, if there is anything that these people are supposed to pay legitimately, they should be allowed to pay it, and nobody should extort them. Because somebody who is riding Okada, I don't think that person is already in a good economic state, to the point that anybody will start extorting them. So it's something we must condemn and we must stop. It's not just condemning, we must act to ensure that it doesn't continue to happen. If there are people who say they are working for the government that are involved, then we would like to expose them, and we will expose them, and we will make sure that they are gotten rid of from the streets. We will do it. So this is not the government that will come and tell you, we will do that, and you go, because we don't patronize touts. If you look at the harmonized tax force, the way they operate, we are not saying there are no issues of misconduct, but they are dealt with decisively. But the most important thing is they are doing a great job to sanitize the state, because motorists, a lot of them are lawless. If you come to my house, see how people, KK operators, build this traffic light. They will see others standing, they will just come, boom, they will pass. Most of them do it. But when they are caught, they will tell you they didn't do anything. Okay? So we want everybody to be law-abiding. You can't be breaking traffic. You can't be. But then when you do the right, if you are caught, when you didn't do anything, you see that some of us will not keep quiet. Okay. I have a situation where a few friends have called me to say they were caught because their tire crossed the traffic light by one. I said, as far as is that, I cannot get involved. That is the position of the government. No government official should be involved whenever anybody violates the law. I told him, but if anybody has impounded your vehicle illegally, that you will not pay a dime. We won't just get you out to make sure that the person that is involved is brought to justice. That is how it is done. Thank you.
All right. 0916 0009953. Good morning.
Calling from Omaya.
Go ahead quickly. 1 minute.
On the issue of the demolitions, you should know that.
Oh, Ikechukwu, you can try again if you are able to get us. We'll accommodate you. Good morning.
Chukwuemeka, remain lifted.
You're welcome.
Honorable, you are lifted, you are favored as well, and you never go down in line.
1 minute.
You have done the clarification. That is why I always say that when you cannot know the difference between fake and original until you not agree original. Our man there has done the clarification. The clarification. That's why we are saying that this government is a listening government. Yeah. I always tell you that your position in church is not your relationship with God. So people were acting like deputy Jesus when we are in Abia. But you can see what is happening now. Yeah.
Okay.
And for every liberation, there must be a liberator.
Thank you.
So people that are
Thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chukwuemeka.
You're welcome.
Good Mr. Ferdinand.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. My name is Ike. No. I am calling from Bezos, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I want to talk about the pensioners.
Okay.
Because according to what you said now, you said the pensioner would have paid on ending of June.
Yes, sir.
Ending of June, they did not pay them. Now, you have now postponed it to July ending. And I'm good. There's no problem, but we will still be alive with that July end. July is at the hand. That one is number one. And the other thing is that this July ending, is it not a promise that a man promised his wife inside him?
Thank you very much. Ike,
no, sir, Ike, no. It's not. There is no room promise here.
Let's wait till the end of July.
No, please. Like I apologized, and it's a serious issue.
All right.
It's not a joke.
Somebody
it's not a laughing matter.
On the line. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Chukwuemeka. Good morning, Sir Ferdinand.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Samson, and I'm calling from Oruba.
Go ahead.
Welcome, sir.
Please, of everything you have said, all is correct, but there is one suggestion I would like to make.
Okay, sir.
I think for the good of Abians. Since INEC has extended this voters registration,
Yes, sir.
please, is there any way, at least in some of our markets, like here in Oruba, they used to come to Oruba because there are some of our women, some people here that are not so disposed to go to that INEC office. Is there any way within this this window, like they will come around our market, and it will help to capture more and more Abians? Please,
thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a very good suggestion and observation. You know, the government has put in a lot of effort to ensure that the INEC officials go to different places, offices, to civil servants where they are, to get them registered, and to the point that even the opposition party started raising false alarm about us forcing people to register. And then thing they forgot is that why would you even want to force somebody to register? Are you also going to force the person to vote for you? It's in your interest to register. Okay. You know, sometimes people from this part of the country would always complain about marginalization, about this and that. But during registration, you see people stay away. And you be at your home and be boasting that your own candidate will win, our brother will win, this person will win, the other person. So, but when you try to, so what the government is just doing is trying to encourage people to, it's a civic responsibility, and people need to be, alive to it. See the need to register. Even the PVC, which does not expire again now, right? It doesn't expire again. It's a form of ID card. If you have your PVC, you can use it to do all kinds of things in the bank and the rest of them. So it's an important suggestion. I'm continuing to push to ensure that the registration is taken to people everywhere. It's very important.
All right.
So, somebody that talked about, okay.
Hello. Good morning.
You're welcome.
Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mekuria.
I'm with you.
To you. Yeah. Good morning, Honorable Ferdinand.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome.
This is Ike. Happy weekend in advance.
Enjoy yourself.
Okay, no problem. Sir, I think the area I wanted to talk, people have touched all of them, especially the issue of bus terminal. Pastor Stanley to have said that. But the one that is of great concern to me is this lingering pension and gratuity issue, which Ike Mono has equally touched on it, and with a funny proverb, so okay. you laughed over it. So
no, but I said it's a serious issue anyway.
What I mean, you laugh because of what he said. So
thank you. We're just giving 1 minute because of time.
Allow him to finish now.
Let's accommodate other people. Good morning. Hello,
good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Let me doff my cap for your man.
Your name, please.
I am Sajisi Anuchogra. I'm a pensioner.
Welcome, sir.
My heart leaped. I was happy when I heard the man talking to us. I know that God will make it possible for our governor to pay us this time around.
Yes, sir.
But I have just one question. Mr. Ferdinand,
sir,
how is it going to be paid? Is it going to be paid at once for everybody, or is it going to be taken stage by stage so that we know how to go and borrow money from others? Are you laughing? I'm a papa.
I know you are a papa, so I can hear it now.
All right, Chief. Just let him answer that question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's not going to be paid at once. The money is huge. 61 billion is not here, sir. it is very huge. It's very massive, and thousands of people are affected. It is going to be, be paid. It is going to be deferred, gradually every month. And that was why I said once it has started, it has started. And today anybody who is a pensioner already knows at the end of the month that he or she will be paid. So if you are planning yourself, you already know that, okay, let's say my pension is 100,000. If you are an old man or old woman, you can set aside maybe 10,000 or 20,000 for medication, use this and that, all those things. So planning is always good. So, but the money is too big, and the work at hand is massive, and that is why it's not easy. I know what I'm saying. People will say, the government received 18 billion. You receive this. But if you know, ask yourself, how many road projects are ongoing? How many hospital projects are ongoing? How many school projects are ongoing? A whole lot of things. ASEPA, do you know how much that is spent in a day to cut away issues? You will be shocked. You will be shocked. In fact, I was in Abia recently somewhere, and a woman I know, they said, wow, the ASEPA people don't come again. I said they will come. You know that a lot of people in Abia have never paid one dime in ASEPA fee since this government assumed office. They've gone and make your inquiries. Not only in Abia, but even in Umaya here, a lot of people have never paid a dime since this government. You know how? But if it were easy, if it was an easy thing, do you think the government then, the Abia normal will be, reviews dumps the way they were? Because it was very expensive. But this government has been shouldering that burden. But what has the government done? The government said, we want to arrange this thing well, the way the people will see value for the, the money they are paying. So, and you want to organize it very well, the way you will not be harassing people, use multiple agents at every junction, the way it used to be, to collect ASEP and all those things. So, government is taking time to organize these things and ensure that, so if you know what the government spends on, carrying out wealth management challenges alone, you will know that it's not an easy. A whole lot of things are involved in.
Okay,
but,
our
we'll
time
get it right.
is fast spent. I want to just use that as your parting words, because we need to go out of the studio so that other things will come up.
So thank you.
Before I go out, I want to appreciate our partners: Flow 94.9 FM, Magic 102.9 FM, Real 99.1 FM, Masters 105.9 FM, Family Love 99.9 FM, Spin 95.3 FM, Dawn 103.7, Zik 96.3, Rapid 96.5, Buzz 89.7, Vision Africa 104.1, and Peseta 103.5, BCA 88.1 FM. And to you for investing your time with us, we appreciate you. And Mr. Ferdinand, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Cheered up our pensioners with this news.
It's very important. That you don't know how important it is to me. I've had a long-standing relationship with these statesmen and women. I know what I'm telling you. So I have this strong bond with them, and the governor is emotionally attached to their welfare. And these are people who stood by us over the years, who lent their voice to ensure the right thing would happen in the state. So we're under obligation, to ensure that our people are happy. They worked for it, and they deserve to be paid what is due them. There shouldn't be any stories. But then the system here, we're not giving excuses, but the system here was in a very terrible state. So getting this right, ensuring sustainability is important. So we apologize and appeal to them. We will overcome this, and they will all be happy. And then a lot of things, they will see a lot of other things that will happen. I've told them there are a whole lot of packages that will come, but we don't want it to look like one is trying to use this thing to shut their mouth and allow you to shadow the real issues. So we'll make sure they are happy.
Thank
and
you.
Of course, we also discussed Abia Hotel. It's going to build. Government is going to build a standard housing estate there, just like you have that for the Civil Service Commission, former Civil Service Commission. The government wants to come up with a lot of housing estate projects to solve the problem of housing in the state. So that's the best way to go. We are not we didn't reclaim Abia Hotel for anybody's personal business. The governor is not interested. If he wants to use, and he has lands everywhere, no matter he bought many years ago, everywhere. If he wants to develop, he can develop. So we don't need to take any government land to give to ourselves. Nobody does it.
All right. Thank you.
A whole lot of things have changed, and it's going to get better. It's in the interest of everybody that will build a strong institution, build a state that everybody will be a beneficiary in.
All right, thank you very much. And our team of engineers who ensured that this program was streamed live on various platforms. Spiro, Naya Kingsley, and of course, Basi, Jeremiah, all of you guys, you've done marvelously well. Chukwuemeka Igu is my name. Please enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a great day ahead.